First we visited Singapore, then now we are going into Vietnam, where we have one of our biggest distributors. So follow us on this epic trip. We have around 4 days in the city of Ho Chi Minh, Saigon. Half an hour well spent, so turn it on your television and watch. An hour in the airport and we are ready to take off. The flight was only 2 hours and 10 minutes. We quickly headed into a cab after the airport, and since Ho Chi Minh Airport is just basically in the town, it was a fast drive to the hotel. Here we have it. Oh, let's rewind that. We are just turning on the lights and taking off the curtains. So this is a beautiful corner hotel room with a nice view over the city. Emil and I just love this skyline view. This is a nice effect. Walking backwards, you get this telescope effect in the windows. That's a fun fact. Okay, let's go out and explore the city. Now I hand it to Emil.
We're going to the meetup place to make a small video to hype the event.
The meetup place is at the walking street, Nguyen Hue. And you can see in front of the space here we have, it's the opera you see here and the Ho Chi Minh statue monument. And Emil is editing some video for the meetup. And while we were at it, we ran into a huge launch party for the 1664 Blanc beer. And we discovered there was an entrance, so let's go check it out. We had to jump a fence, but it was worth it. It's a lot of installation art with the design of the bottle in focus. Super stylish, blue and tasting awesome. Finally, we got hungry and we were heading to the landmark 81, where we are having a reservation at Ussina Sky 77. It's a Japanese restaurant where they have Wagyu beef that is aged as the original snow beef method. We have high expectations, and here we see the kitchen and the view from the 77th floor. Here we have
the first one is the brown, center is the sirloin and raspberry. All of them will be the snow generally level 8 form.
Looks very good.
And we'll cook for you at medium rare.
That was the cuts and the cooking methods. So here we have a look in the kitchen while waiting. Super hungry. Wow, that looks just delicious.
And this is the chuck, the sirloin and the round. We cook in medium rare and you will have the hot stone for cooked more. So please.
And the hot stone was a surprise. Even though it's medium rare, it's a very difficult piece of meat to cook because it's so marbled. And you can give it a little bit extra on the stone, which we prefer. It's all about getting a little bit more taste into the meat when you put it on the stove. If you compare the taste to a ribeye steak, you have like 10 times more fats here, so you also like a little bit of balance. That's why we dip it in the sauce, and then you get this umami taste. It's undescribable. It's a super rich taste. Followed up with a salmon tartare, scallops, and a pasta and snow crab. We were so full that we almost couldn't eat the dessert, but it was also so delicious. And what's next? After dinner cocktail. It's margarita time, evaluating the day, loading up and planning for the next one to come. See you tomorrow. After dreaming about Wagyu and margaritas, it's time to start the day. Here we are looking at the buffet, and there's cuisines from all around the world. But Emil and I have a tradition. We like to have the omelette and then some coffees. But why not have a look around? See all these dishes. Bacon and some, I don't even know what it is, but this is definitely pho soup and banh mi sandwiches. A good Vietnamese meal. It would have been amazing if it was not 8 in the morning, so now we're waiting for our eggs to cook and the coffee to brew. And here we have it. At home I don't have breakfast every day, but since we are on a business adventure, we have to be loaded with energy. The barista came to our table and she wanted to give us a special treat. So here we got the Vietnamese coffee. It's a big foam that is a little bit salty and sweet, and we have the coffee, strong and sweet. So I guess it's just perfect for this humid weather. It's also iced and you just get hydrated. While I'm having my mustache and laughing it off, it's time to head out and explore the city. The city is buzzing and we are finding the monuments. Here we have the Virgin Mary in front of the Notre Dame Cathedral. You see it in the background, it's from the 1800s. We're walking at the street here and there's flags everywhere. It's to mark the 50 years of the Vietnam War ending. And this is a memorial lane, and Emil and I is doing a lot of cultural learning on the way. It's time to head back to the hotel, and we're having a stop at the gym. And it's not only to look good, you also have to exercise to keep your mind sharp. And since we're here at business, it's super important that our minds and brains work on full speed. But it's also time after this one to have a short break at the pool, just to recharge and also enjoy the weather a little bit. While enjoying the view over the pool, we are talking about the time when Warren Buffett was stepping down at his role as CEO at Berkshire Capital. Super inspirational how he always captured the best deals in the market when it comes to value stocks. Coca-Cola is one of them, but we also just relaxed and enjoyed the view. And after a good blow dry with some sidekick pre-styler, we are ready to style the hair. And we brought a ton of the new Barber blow. This is to showcase how good it works, especially here in the humid weather. It's awesome with a product that is both lightweight and matte finish. So just sprinkle it into the hair or put it in your palms and then you can shape it. Here you just see how effective and fast it works. It kind of reacts with the natural oils in the hair. That's also why it can feel a little bit sticky on the hands, because you have a little bit of moist in your hands all the time. You also see how easy it is to give it a little bit of structure. Now I'll let Emil explain it.
Today's hairstyle starts with the Barber Blow texture powder. This is the new version, 20 grams. You get a lot for your buck. Anyway, a lot of volume, very lightweight hold, and I'm just looking forward to hit the city here in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh. Very hot, humid, it's gonna be great.
And the 6064 celebration is still on, so maybe we'll catch that later. But for now, we are heading to a mall where we can look at some nice stuff.
So now Thanh Center shopping mall with a lot of stuff. It's a grey market, I think.
Grey market? I would rather say fake market. But now we're hungry again, so let's have a taste on the Vietnamese specialties. Back home, I love to have these fresh spring rolls. This one is with prawns, and you just dip it into a sweet and salty sauce. And while waiting for the next courses, both Emil and I love the Vietnamese food, and the spices and the seasoning is just on top. Here we're having the pork ribs that we are dipping in some sort of gravy sauce and some vegetables on the sides. Emil is having a mango smoothie and I'm having some limey tasting lemonade. There's some crispy duck and some more vegetables. There's scooters and bikes everywhere, and it's impressive how they just manage to get around. With just crossing the street as a pedestrian can be a task, but we're on a mission to the opera. Luckily we managed to get there in good time before it all started. The play was about Vietnamese culture, played by acrobats and musicians. We were really excited and it was an amazing experience. I wish I could share a little bit more about the play, but this was in the end where we were allowed to take our phones up and share a little bit. In the end, all of the artists was lining up at the stairs, and Emil and I had a nice picture with all of them. Super memorable. I've been to a lot of parties throughout time, but when we stepped out of the opera, we heard this insanely loud music. It was some good beats, and we wanted to check it out. So they lined up a few DJs, and as you see here, 110 decibels, so it was blasting all over the place. There was really only one thing to do. just take a break and reload with a refreshment and enjoy the show. There was fire and laser all over the place. It was almost like being back on Ibiza, but we could be there all day long, so now we're shuffling through traffic. We have another arrangement here at the rooftop, and we also got a little bit hungry again, so enjoying the skyline and the traffic that was just crazy compared to what we know back from home in Denmark. It looks super unorganized, and probably is, but it's flowing super well. It's really impressive. Talking about the tropical nights, it's time for a drink while waiting for some dinner. It's more like a snack, I think. Here we have some calamari with lime juice on it. Such a good time just hanging out after the opera, enjoying a dish of calamari with your twin brother, evaluating the day and loading up for the next to come. Good night and see you tomorrow. Here we are at the next day. Jumping straight into it, we are at our meeting with our distributor and some of his business associates. There is also some ambassadors among us, and it's a super cool and unique opportunity to get to know more about how the business works in this area of the world. Also, what is appreciated most about the products and where can we do better. Some of the things that we know is super important is authenticity. And to authenticate some of the products, we are writing our signatures on the lids. We do also have other authenticators on the jars, but this is just a super awesome way to connect with the customers and the ambassadors. Here we have Tron, and he has one of the biggest collections of Barber products that you've ever seen.
There's so many. This is the first Barber Psychic here, and the new here.
Amazing collection.
10 years, 10 years.
The first edition Gold Digger
Gold
and
Dynamite
Dynamite Clay limited
right.
edition. What's that, Emil?
It's a very rare collection. I have never seen anything like that before. So crazy, man.
Here.
Very rare collection of Barber products and merchandise. Look at this. It's a collection of all the blows. This is actually almost a decade. This is from 2015, maybe 15, yeah. And then later on we introduced this one. And this, and now in this packaging.
It's awesome to see how the product line has evolved. It started out with the spray nozzles, blow powder. Was not a good fit for this type of container, and we found out that we needed to use a bigger bottle, and in the end now here we are using a tall one that can carry 20 grams of powder. That's just amazing. Here we have fun signing the phone covers of some of the guests' phones. It almost felt like we were some sort of celebrities. That was super cool and super fun to try. Tra is using Barber powder in his live stream. It's really to showcase how well it texturizes your hair, giving it a lot of boost and matte effect. Emil and I feel super honored to have such a good ambassador team. An amazing group of people and partners, friends, and we're enjoying a good meal with everybody and talking about what's next. We're just about to head out for Tony's Barbers. He was on the right here, but we are driving with our distributor in his BMW.
We got 2 grand. This is the traditional area, only cut and shave, and this one chemical service. We're doing perms and hair color right here.
Other than amazing barbers, Tony's are known for its variety of awesome hair products, and we're super proud to be sitting here on the shelves. Emil is taking some pictures, and he's also about to have his hair styled by one of the stylists. After a good hair wash, it was blow dried into position with some pre-styler sidekick, of course, and then we are landing a super casual and classy hairstyle. What do you guys think? The first part of the day's program is over, and now it's time to recharge because we have a super important meetup with our friends and follow us throughout many years. So now we brought a big bag full of Barber product, the new release. On our way to the meetup.
You're on our way, yeah?
Thank you. Been doing videos for past 15 years. We got to know a lot of you guys, and that's why it means a lot for Emil and I to do these meetups. It's super rewarding to meet you guys and insightful because we are almost only accessible behind the screens. Now we are doing some posters, signatures.
Right? Yeah. That's so nice.
It's today. I just bring it.
Man,
right now.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for doing this.
Swan brought all these nice posters. They were pictures from today, so we could sign them as a good memory for all of you guys. Here we're almost finished with the meetup, and we're taking some pictures. Emil still signs some of the
I think that's pretty
texture
decent.
powders, which was the brand new 20-gram edition.
Thank you, man.
And of course, they are in a gift box. We're super thankful for all of you guys participating in this event, and we hope to do more in the future. It was a long ago since seeing so many fellow hair enthusiasts at one place. And while we're at it, Emil and I would like if you have some ideas where to go next. It could basically be anywhere in the world, looking at the demographic of the Slikhaar TV channel. And we do have big plans for the Slikhaar TV and the Barber Lane brand, so we might as well just set a tour really soon. So it's important you write in the comments where to go next.
Last signature of today. The meetup is over, and it has been amazing.
We can almost call it a day, but first we're stopping in for a nice dinner and a small beer. We are trying some new dishes, and it's all about trying new stuff here while we are in Vietnam, because can't get it at home. These are skewers, and here spring rolls in different ways. A pancake of eggs with meat in it, and a little bit of veggies, and some herbs, and a barbecue pork with peppercorns. And I must really say, this pork was so delicious. Super authentic taste, and I'm sure I can't get it back home. After a good night's sleep, we're ready for the next day. It's a bit rainy today, and we explored the city. Here we are at a war monument, and we are actually heading towards the War Museum. On the way, Emil is trying a career within coconut selling, so he borrowed a booth by the man on the left, and he must say it's really heavy, and it's some work to go around with so many coconuts. We are at the museum, and Emil already been there, and he was almost hesitant to go in there because of the horrors. Here you see a lot of equipment left behind from the Americans, and it's really a sad part of history. So many bombs and casualties throughout the wartime of Vietnam. We are here at the museum at the 50 years anniversary of ending the war in Vietnam, and it's a really big reminder to value peace and try to find peaceful solutions all over the world. There's no casualties that are worth these horrifying events from the past. It almost felt like déjà vu, but we had to choose the same restaurant as yesterday because it was so good that we have to try it just one more time before heading home later this evening. So here we are trying a few more new dishes, and they were good as yesterday. Now straight to the cab and heading into the airport. And the Saigon Ho Chi Minh airport is just in downtown, so it was just a short ride, maybe 15 minutes to get there. We're also excited about the trip home because we treated ourselves with some business class. So now we have a little bit of time in the lounge, and we have to do a little bit of work before flying home. Newsletter time.
Newsletter time. Just a quick update here from Vietnam. We'll all have it in a minute.
If you haven't tried it yet, you can subscribe for launch access at the airports, and it gives you the right to sit in a launch area, which is good if you have to do a little bit of work or relaxation while you enjoy some complimentary food and drinks.
Right, it's the German newsletter. Little update from Ho Chi Minh.
I thought this was a big plane, but Emil told me that he has a surprise for me after the first stop in Doha. The first part of the flight we are doing the business class here in these suites, and it's an amazing space where we can sit and relax. If you're only flying business sometimes, it's all about getting work done before getting on the plane. Then you have time to relax and enjoy all of the service, food, drinks, snacks and movies. Okay, we are done working soon. Emil just finished his picture and he showcased how easy it was in his new app to make it look just extra crisp. So send it. And cheers for yet another great adventure. We're taking a look at the menu, and here we are going to have a bit of pasta with some meat in it and a really nice red wine that we have been looking forward to. These are some exclusive wines that you can only get on board of these luxury planes. There was also a toiletry bag so you could freshen up. Here we have a lot of Bulgari products and Gillette shaver, premium edition, a sleeping mask and some toothpaste, and a brush of course. The eau de parfum was also super awesome and he immediately tried it on. Way to go! We are ready to take off and we're looking out of the window and looking forward for the menu that we are going to enjoy on this plane. Soon we are up above the skies and enjoying the view over Ho Chi Minh, and suddenly the waiter came in with the Pomerol 2011. What an amazing glass of wine. It is so delicious. These French vintage wines really hit the spot, and I must say it's really a treat, this one. It's not something you come across every day, and we really enjoyed this glass while talking about the huge adventure this Singapore and Vietnam trip has brought us.
How do you like it?
It's fantastic. Pomerol 2011.
Within a minute, the main course came in. It was the pasta. It was amazing, some fruit and salads. Now it's time to have a quick sleep before the next stop. 7 hours flight from Ho Chi Minh to Dubai. Ready to board. Back to Copenhagen, Denmark. Now I start to realize what Emil has been planning for. It's the Airbus A380 in 2 stories, so it also has its own bar, and I just can't wait to see this plane. This is a small bar where you have snacks and water. It's time to hydrate and wait for the takeoff to happen. If you ever consider flying business, remember to check out if it's a new plane and what kind of service they run. Also be sure to see the wine menu and have time to relax when you're on the go and enjoy the service. It's also way more fun if you fly with your best friends or your partners and leave the kids at home. Else you definitely have to use all the time to look after them instead of just relaxing. So this is really an awesome, peaceful moment for Emil and I that are family fathers. After takeoff, Emil is revealing the surprise. He didn't told me about it, but there was a bar in the back of the plane where all of the guests could hang out and enjoy the trip. Now it's almost dinner time. Breakfast was some fruits and meats, and then there's a small break before the dinner time. And of course we had to try the exclusive Chateau Marquis 2009 red wine for this one. Definitely also a wine you won't see every day. Also they have different wine menus on the different planes. And this one I'll definitely come back for more. Now it's time to see the fall guy. Before having some more food, this was a beef mignon with some asparagus. Pretty amazing. And then we have a cake with some gold on it. So delicious. Now it's touchdown in Copenhagen and we are ready to get home to our families. First we're giving the 5 stars because this was excellent and we can't really wait for the next adventure to come. Thank you guys for watching this amazing episode. We hope to bring more travel content to you guys. It's a part of the journey of Barber and Slikhaar TV, visiting you guys and also our business partners all around the world.
So we will once again thank you for the time, and we hope you will enjoy watching this episode. See you guys.
Cheers.